Welcome to Biology for You. In this video, we are going to discuss cosmid vectors. In this series of videos, we have been discussing different processes in genetic engineering. So, as a part of different vector system, here we are going to discuss this cosmid vectors. So, basically, these cosmid vectors, we are going to describe them in this very video, like what exactly are cosmid vectors, or how do we construct one such recombinant vector, and what are the basic characters of these present on the cosmid vectors, followed by what are the advantages and disadvantages of cosmid vectors. So coming to the first point, what exactly are the cosmid vectors and why we need to use them? That means what is the importance of cosmid vectors for the recombinant DNA technology. That means here basically a vector is the molecule. These vectors are the DNA molecules which carries a target DNA to the host cell. That means if we find a target DNA with some useful character, beneficial character, and if we want to express this kind of character in our host organism, let it be a bacteria, if we want to express or clone that specific gene in an animal or a plant, we need a transformation system. That means this gene of our interest, our target DNA, need to be transformed successfully to the host organism. So in order to transport, we need a vehicle. So vectors are molecular vehicles, and they carry and stably maintains the target DNA inside the host cell. In the host cell, they may clone the target DNA, or they may uh, express the characters of the target DNA in the host cell. So here are the target vectors which can transfer the target DNA to the host cell. So there are many other kinds of vectors as well. There are plasmids, phosmids, phasmids, many more types. But here generally plasmids are most popular. That means these plasmids are basically basic type of vectors, but the main disadvantage with this plasmid vectors is that the gene of our interest, that means the target DNA that can carry by the plasmid vectors, is very small, and if we increases the size of DNA, the plasmid vector may not be stably transformed to the host bacterial cells. So in order to increase the transformation efficiency and in order to increase the size of the insert, that means the carrying capacity of the plasmid DNA, here in the cosmid vectors are used. So that is the basic importance why we need to use cosmid vectors, to increase the transformation efficiency and to increase the size of DNA insert. Here we are going to use this cosmid vectors. These are much efficient than the much higher in terms of carrying capacity than the plasmid vectors, lambda phase vectors. So the carrying capacity of the cosmid vectors is up to more or less 40 kilobase pairs. So because here these cosmid vectors are basically hybrid vectors and derived vectors. These are not natural vectors, but these vectors are prepared by using a plasmid vector which is combined with cos sites obtained from the bacteriophage. So by combining the plasmid DNA with the cos sites obtained from this bacteriophage DNA, the transformation efficiency will be increased and the size of insert, that means the carrying capacity of the cosmid vectors, is increased. So how it is possible? Here generally because of the presence of cos sites, which are very small portion of in the cosmid vectors. That means these cos sites are obtained from the bacteriophage DNA, already we discussed, and let us consider it as a bacteriophage containing a linear DNA in it. So if the DNA that is to be packaged into this protein coat of the bacteriophage, then it need to have some characters like cos sites. So these cos sites are nothing but these are the small portion of the DNA present in single stranded forms towards the both ends of the phase DNA. So small single stranded overhangs present at the both ends of the phase DNA is known as cos sites. So these cos sites are responsible for the packaging of the phase DNA into the phase particle protein coat, and these are responsible for the linear circularization of the phase DNA because of this complementary nature. And also when this phase DNA infect the bacterial cell, it go for Lytic cycle to replicate the phase DNA and to produce protein particles, protein coat, and in order to package. There will be during the replication of phase DNA, there will be formation of the continuous DNA ante like these are individual parts of the phase DNA. That means these are single units of the phase DNA which are combined during the replication. So it produce multiple copies in a single stretch, and the cos sites due to its complementary nature will make this contamer, and due to the presence of cos sites only, that will be cleaved into single units of the phase DNA, and that will be packaged into phase particles, phase protein coat, and again it bursts this bacterial cell and Lytic cycle will happen. The bacterial cell will be lysis, and the bacteriophages will go and infect the other bacteria. So that is the simple process of the bacteriophage cycle. So here due to the presence of cos sites, so from the bacteriophage phase DNA we will be only taking this cos sites. These small single stranded overhangs will be taken from the phase DNA. So the length of cos sites is only 12 base pairs. So these are having complementary sequences to each other, so hence called cohesive sites, or shortly cos sites. And these cos sites are combined with the plasmid vector. It could be a PBR322 or maybe a PUC vector or any other kind of plasmid vector. So due to the presence of cos sites, this plasmid DNA allow the larger portion of DNA insert to be taken for the combination, and also it can be efficiently packed into the viral system and can be transferred through it. So here what are the basic portions present in the, what are the characters present in these cosmid vectors? So let us consider it as cosmid. So this is a cosmid. That means it have plasmid characters along with these cos sites. So let us consider it as cos site, that is 12 base pair site, taken from the lambda bacteriophage or any other kind of bacteriophage, and due to the presence of plasmid DNA, mostly it is prepared with the plasmid DNA, so hence it is having origin of replication for the plasmid replication inside the bacteria cell, and selectable markers. That may be amphicerin resistant gene or tetracycline resistant genes, or maybe genes like LACZ, LACZ in case of a PUC vector, and one polylinker or multiple cloning site. So due to the presence of multiple cloning site, it is made up of the unique restriction enzyme recognition sites. So there are several unique restriction enzyme recognition sites are combined together in the multiple cloning site, so that this cosmid can be cleaved by different kinds of restriction enzyme sites, and in the place of cleavage point we are going to insert the target DNA. So here we are going to insert the target DNA to make this cosmid into recombinant vector. So this is the basic construct of the cosmid vector. And coming to the characters, due to the presence of origin of replication obtained from the plasmid vector, that may be co-Leeuwen plasmid or something similar to that. So because of the presence of origin of replication, it can replicate inside the bacteria as a plasmid. Coming to the selectable markers present on the plasmid, we can select the transformed bacteria. So once after this recombinant DNA, recombinant vector is packaged into viral heads, viral protein coat, and allowed to transform bacterial cells, then bacterial cells which are transformed need to be selected and picked up. So in order to select the bacterial cells which are transformed, that means which are having recombinant DNA in them. So in order to select such cells, we need to have some selectable markers. Here similar to plasmids, here we are going to have this amphicerin, tetracycline or LACZ genes as any other similar selectable markers in it. Coming to the MCS, we already discussed, this is the polylinker region which have many restriction enzyme recognition sites which are unique for the cosmid vector. So these are the basic characters present on the cosmid vectors. So how do we clone the cosmid vectors? So gene of our interest will be taken and that will be inserted into the MCS present on the cosmid vector. So and up to 40 kb of the plasmid vector of the gene of our interest can be taken and inserted into cosmid vector, and that can be transformed into, that can be packaged into bacteriophage virus, and this is in vitro packaging system. That means in the laboratory only we can prepare this recombinant viruses, and these viruses are allowed to transform bacterial host. So by infecting this recombinant virus with bacteria, it will insert the recombinant DNA inside it, and followed by the transformed or recombinant bacteria. Recombinant bacteria will be selected and cloned. So that is how the cosmid vectors will be used in the recombinant DNA technology. So coming to the what are the basic advantages and disadvantages of the cosmid vectors. Coming to the advantages, as we already discussed, these cosmid vectors have high carrying capacity. That means the gene of our interest or the target DNA will be larger than the usual plasmid vectors, and also the carrying capacity is higher than the lambda phase vectors also. So it is up to 40 kilobase pairs. If you want to insert much larger than the 40 kb DNA, then we need to go for other cos sites. That means if you use P1 system, P1 bacteriophage cos sites, then that increases the gene of our interest much larger, even up to 70 to 100 kilobase pairs. Target DNA can be inserted if you use different cos sites like P1 cos sites. Coming to the next advantage that is having high efficiency transformation. So due to the use of the live viral system, here the gene of our interest will be highly efficiently transferred. So the efficiency of the transformation is much higher. That means 10 to the power of 6 base pairs of DNA per μc of DNA. So this much higher than the native plasmids and the lambda phase vectors. So coming to the other advantage, these are having high copy number. That means the number of plasmids will be higher than the other kind of vectors. Coming to the disadvantages, basic disadvantage with the uses of this plasmid vector is that this plasmid vector is unstable and it may not stably maintained through the generations, and the storability of the plasmid vectors in the host system is very much less, and because of the high copy number, they will not be segregated and partitioned into daughter cells easily, and they eventually lost by the generations. So this is the basic disadvantages and advantages of the cosmid vectors. So towards the last point, so up to this we discussed what exactly are the cosmid vectors and how do we construct them, what are the basic characters and advantages and disadvantages of the cosmid vectors.